Uh, um, you shrunk slightly at the three expected stares pointed directly at you. Well, Tanjiro asked first, right? If you were being completely honest, that was definitely an excuse. The last few days had been so erotic that you hadn't been able to spend much time with Tanjiro, which was a shame because he was such a pleasant and welcoming presence. Oh, really? The upburned brunette stumbled over at his words for a bit, as if he was surprised that you wanted to go with him on the boring old errand. Even Tanjiro had to admit he would have been more irritated by the mention of Inosuke's secret hideout. Well, we better get going then. Agreed. We don't want to run out of daylight, especially while you're still in recovery. Shockingly enough, the other two boys, didn't seem to have any objections to your outing with Tanjiro. It probably had something to do with the fact that errands were short, sweet, and not likely romantic. That zenitsu had his tongue, and you were certain Inosuke just didn't think that far ahead of in the first place. You better keep her safe, Tanjiro, Zenitsu hollered from the gate of the Wisteria estate. There it was. You knew he wouldn't let you leave without at least saying his piece. I sure will, Tanjiro called back, almost in a challenging sort of way, and you smirked. A ways up the road, your stomach chose to break the comfort silence in a grumbling groan. You're hungry, Finn? Why didn't you say so? You didn't have to come with me. You should have just stayed and eaten with Zenitsu. He halted in his tracks, almost as if he was going to send you back. No. You waved your hands nervously. Don't worry about me. I just wanted to come. You looked of concern wasn't yet wiped from his gentle, handsome features. Honest, I can wait till we get back. It's really no problem. He made an uncomfortable noise. How about we compromise, and I get you something from the market. Don't waste your money on me, you objected, and he laughed at the applaud look on your face. You're so thoughtful of others, Finn. I can see why Zenitsu and Inosuke fawn over you. You're very easy to love. Your eyebrows shot skyward at the remark that and Hanju's cheeks went up in flames when he realized what he had just said. He just stared awkward blankly like his brain had malfunctioned. That's nice of you to say. You smiled and felt your own face heat up. I think you are too, though. He followed suit when you continued walking, focusing on your steps in the attempt to stay composed. To tell you the truth, in the race a little while ago, I was kind of hoping you would win. Oh. Tanjiro erupted into a blush more furious than your own, though you were too busy staring down at the dirt road to see it. Sorry to disappoint you. He sheepishly ran a hand through his hair. I guess I have to train harder. Does that mean she wanted to kiss me? No, I can't assume such things. But it still means she likes me, right? Tanjiro wore a crooked smile of satisfaction. He really just wanted to hold your hand now. That would be okay, right? He hesitated before reaching out, deciding it was a better idea to sniff the air to catch your mood first, just in case. However, when he took a deep yet subtle inhale, a different scent entered his nostrils. Do you smell that? You mimicked his sniffing. I smell something sweet. It was hard to pinpoint, Serenity, what you were picking up on, but it was some mix between fried batter and caramelized sugar. There was definitely some kind of party going on. Before you could comment on your stomach growled loudly again. I guess we better hurry before you starve to death, Tanjiro chuckled. I told you, I'm fine, you protested, but couldn't help but catch his smile when he reached out his hand to you. The two of you ran hand in hand at the rest of the way. The sun was hanging low in the sky now, as its pretty policy increased. It was easy to disdain it from the distance. The teriyaki, candy apple, sizzling katayaki, and it was all you could do was drool at it. I had no idea there was a festival in town tonight. He halted just outside the stalls and looked around, letting you both catch your breath from the run. Oh no. What's wrong? Are you worried about a demon being lured in by all these people? No, it's not that. I just wish we had invited the others. If Tanjiro was being honest, he was glad to have you all to himself for a change. But not at the expense of his friends missing out on a good thing. I feel bad having too much fun without them. I see. You nodded and pursed your lips. Then let's not have too much fun. You lighted. Let's just have a normal amount of fun. Tanjiro quirked his head at you, then smiled at what you were trying to do. I mean, if you start having too much fun, tell me, and I'll make sure to ruin it. He laughed openly at that. I don't think you could do that if you tried. I could make you do push-ups or something. That's fine, though. He clenched his fists passionately. It's like fun and productive training rolled into one. You're right. You fought back a grin. I clearly can't ruin the fun for someone as bluntly oblated as you. Before you knew it, you and Tanjiro became lost in the bubbling energy, astronomic shops, and lighted papered lanterns. There were colors everywhere, but mostly red and gold, candy craft that was almost too cute to eat, and a small guzzling of delicious food all at your fingertips. When it had become pitch dark outside, you had no idea it must have happened somewhere between the carnival rides and the dance you shared with Tanjiro, which you could only describe as uncomfortable warmth. The shifting body heat of the crowd, the hot incandescence of the fire breathers on stage, and the tingly warmth that strung under your skin when his hands serenely enveloped your own and held you close. All of these things only served to take your breath away. You were pretty sure you hadn't let go of his hands since. Then you ran from booth to boutiques. Tanjiro had sure to compromise the craftsmanship of every merchant's wear, spending the warm, fuzzy heat already inflicted upon you long ago. Finally, he stopped and his eyes seemed to sparkle. You looked to see an unconventional-looking stand, much less bright and ornate than most of the rest. See something you like, Tanjiro? You asked, curiosity. He never materialistic style, so you were surprised when he was so fixated on a little white fox mask with red painted trimming. The wandering mask looks exactly like the one Udokodaki gave to me. Maybe it's the same one. You grinned brightly, but he shook his head solemnly. No, I broke mine during the final selection. He inspired more mentally, and the price tag fell out. You saw the face maul into disgust. What's wrong, Tanjiro? Do you not have enough to... I can pitch in... No. He stood before you and then the item. We're here to shop for Nezuko, remember? Not me. Oh, that's right. You managed to sneak a peek at the price tag as he pulled you away by the hand. Hey, I just remembered something I wanted to get at a stand back there. You pointed behind you as vigorously as possible so that he wouldn't sniff out the lie. In the meantime, would you mind getting us a snack? When we meet up, I can help you look for Nezuko's gift. Are you sure it's a good idea to split up? It's not like you can't find me again. You smirked. It was almost as if he'd forgotten his unmatched sense of smell. I suppose that's true. Don't go too far then. We'll meet up by the stage in half an hour or less, okay? You hollered over the noisy crowd chatter and loud music, and he nodded. Oops, I didn't say what kind of snack she wanted. You probably couldn't been more startled about taking your leave to buy his gift, but you wanted to make sure it would still be there when you went to retrieve it. Tanjiro waved and smiled in relief when he saw you approaching. He noticed the sizable bag in your hand and raised his eyebrows. What did you get? He asked. Oh, I'll show you later. You smiled swiftly, trying not to blush in admiration. By the way, oh, my way over here, I heard word that the fireworks are starting soon. Suddenly, an explosion danced into Tanjiro's features, one you could warmly call his eager face. I have an idea. With that, he grabbed your hand once more and led you hesitantly out of the bustling crowd. He was frankly sniffling the air and changing directions, only causing your curiosity to grow more. What are you doing? You'll see. He dragged you all the way to the top of a grassy hill. It was dark and more than a far distance away from the festival, where the music was all muffled noted. He seemed satisfied and plopped onto the rump in the grass. You blinked at him. And now we wait. He smiled comfortably at you and panted the spot beside him. Okay. You sat down and then immediately panicked. Oh, I forgot to ask. Did you get what you wanted for Nezuko? Mm-hmm. He nodded and pulled out a tiny box in his pocket. What is it? You asked, though it was obvious he was in the progress of showing you somehow. Anyhow, he opened the tiny box. It's a sun necklace, Tanjiro examined, handing the delicate thing with care. Since Nezuko was turned, I can't help but think about how much you must miss it. It's pretty, I think. He tilted his head at it, like he wasn't quite sure what girls did and didn't consider pretty, and it sort of reminded me of my promise to her. You're doing right by her, you know. You coaxed his gaze, and he met your eyes. You take such good care of your sister. And your friends, too. He smiled when your hand enveloped with his. Your family must be so proud of you. Thank you. A light pink dusted on his cheeks, and when he almost looked misty-eyed, hearing that means a lot to me. You're always so strong for others, Tanjiro, but who's there to comfort you? Well, I still have Nezuko for the extremely grateful, not to mention I have our friends and all the people who taught me how to be strong. That's true, I guess. And I have you. He smiled, and darling, heartwarming smile of his. You're always by my side to encourage me. That's another gift I'm thankful for. You're embarrassing me, Tanjiro. You winced and felt your cheeks heat up from his recklessness from the battering. He was probably more adept by considering heart the demons. But speaking of gifts, you said you slid your shopping bag between the two of you and pulled out the fox mask. You brought it for him. He gasped immediately. Finn, that was expensive. You shouldn't have done that. He reached out of his pocket and forcefully smacked all of his remains currently into your palm. Here, take this. You laughed, knowing an objection would surely fall on deaf's ear. And I'll pay you back for the rest too. No, Tanjiro, that's not how gifts work. I won't accept it. But Finn, he had loathsomous stretch on your name, but was almost resented of Zenitsu's whining. I don't understand. Why would you waste that kind of money on me? Because I could tell it was important to you. How? Instinct? You winked and booped him on the nose with your finger, and he finally gifted you an accepting smile, which was honestly all the payment you needed for this purchase. That sweet gaze, what he has, giving you beneath fluttering lashes, when enough to make you feel weightless. You fumbled with the bag when you caught yourself staring. Besides, I still had enough money left for some sweets. You pulled out 2 animal-shaped sugar creations mounted on a stick for precious. I got 5 so we can each have one and bring one home for the others. You halted for a second. Wait, I just realized, does Indigo even still eat this sort of thing? I really should have asked you Before you could blink, Tanjiro's lips had descended upon yours. His callous palm caressed your face, keeping you serene in the kiss, but not without exit of you so desire. You definitely didn't. Your lips moved in gentle cyanosis with his, but he pulled back all too soon. His deep crimson eyes were soft and loving, but also nervously apologetically. Before he could freak about not asking permission, you put his interest to rest, yanking him back into the kiss. Tanjiro felt a thrilling falling sensation from your affection and pulled you closer. Shh! Boom! The sharp whistle started. You startled you out of the embrace, and your eyes were turned to the open sky, where colorful explosions illuminating the darkness. It was only now that you realized that Tanjiro had been doing earlier. He was smelling the gunpowder in order to find a perfect vantage point to watch the fireworks with you. You lit up from the excitement and grinned at the blushing boy beside you. Okay, I feel bad now. He gave your hand a squeeze, and you started to worry. Had your kiss upset him? Why, Tanjiro? You asked, but he only smiled widely at you. I definitely had too much fun.